Detainee medical log. Enos Sullivan, 20 years old, cries a lot. Unknown associations, low risk. 2007, Canada, it looks like. Student. No visible augmentation. Procedures, med history. Interview reveals no counterindications. Descent is Ireland, UK, I guess. No pre-existing conditions, no augmentations. Preliminary examination. Blood type is A negative. Biopsy indicates genetic markers well within acceptable values. Imaging results. Previously fractured ulna. Likely 7 to 10 years. And suggests continuing protocol, apparently. Waiting transfer to lab. Looks like all these doors on this side are patients, and this side might be other rooms, so I'll go back for those in a bit. Let's see what all this is. Luis Ogner. Or Auger, I guess. From the UK. Low association, prostitute. ID confirmed. 1993, France. No visible augmentation. Medical history. Interview reveals no counterindications. Descent is African French, I guess. I don't know. No pre-existing conditions. Preliminary examination. Blood type is AB. Biopsy indicates genetic markers well within acceptable values. Imaging results. Previously undisclosed augmentations of a social sexual nature, apparently. Project protocol. Administered hyperdose of neuropazine. Pass. Removal of existing augmentations. Transfer to lab. Kavanaugh. Upper column occipital replacement. Administered compound P26. Massive rupture of cerebral arteries. Possible glial mass. Status is terminated. That's great. This is Leanne or Ann Lee, one of those. Age is unknown, from China. Unknown associations, ID confirmed, see image below. Uncooperative subject, no visible augmentations. Procedures, med history, interview reveals no counterindications. Descent, Sino, Chinese US, it looks like. No pre-existing conditions. Preliminary examination. Blood type A negative. Biopsy indicates genetic markers well within acceptable values. Imaging results. Implanted metal titanium graft. Unknown origin occipital bone. Label Ann Lee. So Leanne. 144. No idea what that's about. Possible enlarge left artery, I guess. Project protocol unsuitable for continuance. Transfer to OR. Read project transferred. Someone in this one. Jane Doe, 25, Asia, China. No ID, possible social augmentations, procedures, med history interview, uncooperative, presence of social enhancers, complicated results, Burke. EMP field renders subject unresponsive, descent Sino. Preliminary examination, blood type is B positive, biopsy indicates genetic markers well within acceptable values. Imaging results, cranial augmentations confirmed. Project protocol, administered hyperdose of neuropazine, pass, existing augmentations in place, transfer to lab Kavanaugh, upper column occipital replacement, administered compound P24A, interface established, pass, telemetry, increased throughput capacity by 134%, lifespan to be determined, transfer to Ayers, immediate Burke, transferred. That doesn't look transferred to me. That looks like a dead person. I wonder if this was meant to be in this and they just accidentally switched them around. I don't know, because that doesn't seem right. L. Gallagher. Unconfirmed age, from Australia. Associations with SF or FSA or SAF. ID confirmed. Laura Gallagher. Born unknown. Sydney. Former SAF parliamentarian. reportedly kidnapped by FSA, secured in raid on FSA camp, no visible augmentations. Medical history interview reveals no counterindications. Descent is Caucasian Australian. Preliminary examination is blood type of O negative. Biopsy indicates genetic markers well within acceptable values. Imaging results normal. Project protocol administered a hyperdose of neuropazine. Pass. Transfer to Lab Kavanaugh. Upper column occipital replacement. Whatever they're trying to do, they need to replace the occipital lobe or something. Administered compound P24A. Interface established. Pass. Telemetry increased throughput capacity 176%. Transfer to Pan 2 Burke. Failure at 74 hours. Subject is terminated. Jun Wang, or Wang Jun? Wait a minute. This was the person who was at that place we blew up, the port of Hanming. Weren't they supposed to be like the manager or something? I thought it was a guy. I didn't realize it was a female. From China, associations with possible criminal organization, ID confirmed, Jun Wang. 1995, Hangsha, China, suspected harvester runner. I don't know if this is the same one or if it's someone else. I don't know. Anyways, confirmed augmentations. Goldman, right arm replacement, right auricular cochlear replacement, right and left leg replacements, procedures. Medical history interview, possible delusional, machine god, descent, Sino, preliminary examination, blood type B positive, biopsy indicates presence of problematic genetic markers, imaging results, extensive augmentation work, protocol, administered hyperdose of neuropazine, pass, existing augmentations preclude continuing project, status terminated, process returned to Tong Si Hung. So, yeah, I think that was the person who was at the port that we blew up. It looks like Tong Si Hung is taking it over or something. Interesting. I'll take that. That's a good number of credits, but I do not really need them currently. This is BTWKS. No idea who that is. Alright, let's see. That's down there. That's up there. Looks like I have to go up through there. If I go down through here, that's like the only thing to get anyway, so let's give it a shot. See what I can do here. That should be more than enough time to get done with this. Good to go.
Access granted.
Pretty simple. Alright. I'm going to go ahead... Ooh, hello, data storage device. I'm going to go ahead and check out all of these offices before I read all this stuff. Let's see, is there anything else in here? Possibly. Alright. Move on to the next thing here. See what we got going on. Got something. Trank darts. Don't really care too much. Not important for me to pick up trank darts. I'm getting a good amount of credits, but honestly, I don't need them right now. They're very useless. Because I bought everything that that guy has. A lot of credits. Random pocket secretary.
Clinical trial log 11/27. Attending Dr. Tiffany Kavanagh, Dr. Gary Savage. Observing Commander Peter Burke. Patient has been sedated and restrained.
Administering compound P-026, 1.75 cc's. Injection via the left suboccipital triangle, isolating the neocerebellum and pontine nuclei.
Well done, doctors. Appears that the spinocranial replacement was successful.
She's been stable for 48 hours. Replacing the upper column and posterior skull is more complex than your own hindbrain augmentation, Commander Burke. But it's well within our abilities. That's not our sticking point.
I'm quite aware of what your sticking point is, Doctor. Getting results that I can use.
Gary? Gary, she's waking up. Look at the alpha waves. They're attenuating. Blood pressure and heart rate are rising. O2 saturation is really low.
Savage, get this under control.
Tiff, increase sedation and disconnect the OCM interface. Get a dose of propofol ready, see if she stabilizes.
It's not working, Gary. Damn it. There's a rupture in the circle of Willis. Anterior cerebral artery. Shit. I've got to get in there.
It's already too late, Tiffany. You know that.
Is it still alive?
No. Now we've lost her. I don't understand. She burned out so quickly. Arterial degeneration was clearly more advanced than anticipated, but still, the new compound should have worked.
Dispose of the body. I'll have the next viable candidate prepared and sent down to you, Dr. Kavanaugh.
Bastard.
Honestly, for some reason that sounded like a soap opera, but yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and read all this stuff that we got here. So we got records, Gary Savage to Tiffany Kavanaugh. Tiff, I've transferred most of the clinical patient information out of the bell tower workstation. I don't like BT having easy access to our data, and I don't think Paige would like it either. Looks like your paranoia about Burke is rubbing off on me. You may want to have a look as well. Oh, so this was the thing that we were hacking a little while ago. No mo tears, apparently. Alright, supplies. Tiffany Kavanaugh, Gary Savage. Thanks, Gary, but I think I'm covered down here. If we miss any incidentals, we can always make do. Besides, Eric always delivers within a day. We can place another order. You've got to convince Mr. Page. I know what we're doing here is getting to you too. I know that the possible advances are incredible, but the cost, it's too much. I feel sick about what we're doing to these people. As for Burke, he better stay out of my way. T. Tiffany, I'm about to send a supply requisition to VL for the next series of tests. Burke has already put us on notice that the ships will be docking as soon as the storm breaks, so things will be getting busy in here. Also, I'll be leaving the base for a few days, so you'll have to handle the preliminary tests. Bob wants to meet face-to-face about our progress. He's also bringing Mr. Everett, probably one of his backers. Fingers crossed that I can convince them to look into Nano, or at least get a look at the Reed research. I can't shake the feeling that we're spinning our wheels here. Try not to butt heads with Burke until I get back, Gary. This is good news. Remit the candidate to the morgue. I will be down shortly to complete the transfer. Have Dr. Kavanaugh prepare for full implantation. Commander Burke. All tests have been completed on this Jane Doe. Nanotransmitter levels all normal. Astro... I have no idea. I can't pronounce that properly. Minimal EEG activity, normal. All other baseline results are well within preclusion threshold levels. The genetic markers we identified seem to confirm our results. There is still no telling how the interface will react under load, but it seems promising. I'm still reluctant, but this may be the subject needed for your plan for wireless Hydra functionality and direct connection to the defense unit in Loading Bay 3, Savage. So it looks like all these patients are being prepared to become part of Hydra, which is the final boss in the original game, more or less. Savage. The next shipment of subjects is due to arrive, storm or no storm. I will send some men to help you transfer the non-viable survivors back to their holding cells. From there, they will be repotted and sent to Omega Ranch, where hopefully they will be more useful. The morgue should be cleared of all bodies. As usual, disposal and transport to Hengsha has been arranged, despite yours and Dr. Kavanaugh's confidence. I expect we will need the room. Also, I require an update on Loading Bay 3. Progress seems slow. It has been a week since the hardware was installed, and it still sits there empty. What is the holdup? It is of primary importance that a working version of the Hydra be implemented at this base. I do not understand your squeamishness, Doctor, and I will not stand for it. Get one of them in there and get it done. Burke. Let's see what we got here. Got it, Gary. I've passed on supply requisition VL, blah blah blah, to the depot, or depot, depending on where you're from, and it's been processed. Delivery will arrive by usual means. Expect it within 24 hours. Eric. VersaLife. So VL must be VersaLife. Medical supply requisition. They want hematology kits. They want hypodermic needles, syringes, cranial rongiers. Great. We're going to scoop someone's brains out. Decompression retractors, vinyl exam gloves, and pneumatic microsurgery drill. Sweet. Automated password change. Attention, all Alpha Shift personnel be advised of the change to access security terminal detention silo B. Username is this, and new password's that. Hey Fort, welcome to B Block. You're gonna need access to the tower computer. Username is this, password is blind eye, because we're turning a blind eye to everything. Yeah, that's great. Check with one of the guys on the team for the security terminal codes. They change with every shift. Later, Luca. Wow, there's a lot of different things that I have to read here. Okay, whatever. Major Barbs. Alright, read the following carefully. This is direct from the top. You do not want Burke to make an example of you, believe me. I have already issued a warning about the use of certain cells for entertainment purposes. These love shacks will be cleaned up and made ready for the next inspection, or I will hand you over to the commander myself. Major Barbs. Major, it has come to my attention that certain liberties are being taken with the unprivileged belligerents in our care, notably the female detainees. This will end. I don't need to remind you of what we are working towards here, nor the delicacy of the procedures involved. Failure rates are high, and any possible factors contributing to that failure must be mitigated. There is too much at stake to risk failure simply because purportedly disciplined soldiers cannot be counted upon to control their libidos. The detention block is not a Joy Division. I charge you with making this crystal clear to the men. Should any more incidents be reported, rest assured I will make an example of the offender. Burke. Apparently there was an incident on one of the ships. No details at this time, but it's delayed unloading. Leave it to Reg Force to screw up something like this. Remain at Delta Zero for the time being. We've got some transfer leaving. That's not how you spell leaving. For the ranch from silos C and A. Make sure things go smoothly when it's time. Burke is on the warpath. Sergeant Hance. Look, pal, I don't need this from you. We're on a base in the middle of the ocean. Do you know what salt water does to steel and concrete? I've got repair orders piled up to my ass over here, so you can go take a flying leap. And don't try scaring me with Burke. There's a chain of command on this base. My orders come from Lieutenant Commander Keitner. Submit a fucking work order. Lieutenant Ken Lam. How are you guys doing over there in maintenance? Not too tired? Good. Why don't you get off your asses and get over here and get some work done? This goddamn block is falling apart. There are fucking cracks in some of the ODF cells. Or cell walls, for Christ's sakes. And we've got a shipment of detainees coming in. If I have to start doubling up some of these women and Burke finds out, I'm sending him to you and you can explain it to him.